So guys, I thought I'd take you along in my morning routines of my animal care. Let's do this. So first off, we are gonna feed the fish. We got the Indian puffer over here. I'll show you him in a minute. By the way, I named him Emerald. I might have said that in my last video, I don't know. But he's over here. And then, you got the 30-gallon over here, back here. I know you guys can't see it, but you're gonna see it in a moment. I'm gonna start off with the puffer, and I'll bring you guys along with that. I am feeding frozen bloodworms, well, they're thawed, but they're bloodworms. That's what I've been feeding the puffer. I'm gonna see about getting some brine shrimp and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them in. I always put the mixture of food. I do a variety for my fish. I'm gonna go ahead and put the puffer's food in this little dish. Just has some water in it. I just throw it in there, and then I use tweezers or whatever to drop it in, because he only eats 2 or 3 worms a day, give or take. I'll show you him in a moment. I'm gonna go and put this in here. So, you got a bloodworm and water mixture. I don't know if you can see that, but you got a water mixture. Gonna go ahead and bring you along and feed the puffer. Okay guys, so we are gonna go ahead and drop some bloodworms in for the puffer. I'm gonna give him maybe a few, 2 or 3, maybe 4, or even half a dozen even, it works. Because they're pretty small. Right here is the bloodworms. I don't know if that's focusing, but oh well. I'll show you him in just a second. Try to anyhow, he's in the tank of course. Oh, right here he is actually. That's actually picking up surprisingly well. I'm gonna go ahead and drop him in some bloodworms. So, it's probably a few too many. But let's see if he goes after them. And there he goes. Looking at him. And there he goes. He's taking a bit out of him. That's probably a few too many just because he is small. So, but it'll be alright. But yep, Indian dwarf puffer, guys. Fully freshwater. And while we're doing this at the moment, I'll go ahead and show you I did change up his aquarium quite a bit. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that. I added a lot of plants. These are like they're floating plants I made. I just took little deli cups and glued, this is hot glued part of it, to the tank. You really can't actually notice it with the plants there. I got some over here, and what I did, I took a knife, I poked a hole in the bottom of the deli cups. You can see it of course from here, and I put the stems through so they have roots. These are non-toxic. What I have in here is golden pothos, one or the other. I've heard people pronounce it both ways. So for anyone that might try to correct me, I don't really know what it's called. So feel free actually to tell me. Well, I guess you couldn't tell me because it's still spelled. Anyway, golden pothos, wherever you shall call it. That's what this stuff here is, and as well some back here. Just gave it more of like a pond look. And then I also went, these stones you see here, these are actually fairly large river stones. I actually got some more. I'll show you some. There's just random selected ones. Right here's another one. Now focus, maybe. Anyway, some river stone. I got a 10-pound bag for it for $10.99. It was 50% off because of the season when I bought it. I bought it about 3-4 days ago maybe. And I got it from, I believe, Michael's. They always have, it's a craft store if you don't know what Michael's is, and they had a bunch of sales. I know these are for crafts or decorations, but they're still stones. They're rock. So I just made sure to clean them really good and let them, you know, fully dry before putting them in here. So I think it gives it a really good look. And I put this terracotta in here that was actually from the 30-gallon, but the fish didn't really use it. So I, you know, cleaned it up and I put it in here. I sterilized it, of course, before I put it in here. And yes, it was safe sterilized. Cleaner that I was using is completely plant-based, actually. I don't remember the brand, but it was safe. So let's just get one more shot of him. There we go. Actually, I don't even have to move the camera. That's perfect. Or maybe a little. But yeah, Indian dwarf puffer. Still not sure on the sex. I'm not sure if he's too small, too young to be sexed yet. Hey guys, I really apologize. I had an incoming phone call, and it was important, so I'm back. Anyway, what I was saying before that cut off, you know, you guys see me updated look of the puffer tank, the Indian puffer, and I was also saying that sex is unknown, still further research. But anyway, here's move on to our next morning routine. This is the 30-gallon, as you've seen in my previous videos, and I also got a new fish. I know, another new fish. I haven't mentioned him yet because I just letting him settle in. He's really shy. So anyway, we're gonna go and feed him and then feed them, and we'll get on to the new fish. Possibly he hides a lot, so no promises. But I'll show you what they're getting. They are getting a mixture of bloodworms, and also there's some sinking pellets in here, and they love them. So let's go ahead and zoom in just a little bit so you guys can possibly see them eat. So just kind of dump it in and mix it around, and there we go. The shark is still in here, and he is still not named yet, so feel free to drop a name below in the comments. For a red-tailed shark, sex is also unknown. And then I'll show you in a second we'll try to show you in a second the new fish. So, moving on, this is, you know, Raptor, the Bell Chameleon. He is doing awesome. I'm just gonna go through just kind of his daily routine with him. I might speed up the video, I might not, I don't know, we'll see how it looks. And oh, before I get into this, I don't know how I forgot this. I forgot to introduce you guys to somebody. Forgot to introduce you to Fred. Fred is a regal jumping spider. I think he is a male, I'm not 100% sure. And then, of course, that's not focusing on it well. Fred, I believe, is a regal jumping spider. He lives in this mason jar with leaves. He's feeding on small crickets. And as small as he is, he does take down crickets pretty nicely. His name is Fred. And there's actually a bit of a story behind Fred. Actually kind of interesting as well. When I got Fred, he was living in our mailbox for a good 2, maybe even 3 months. He was living in our mailbox, and towards the end of November, when it really got cold, I don't even know how, it's a miracle of how he even survived as long as he did, as cold it is. If you live in Pennsylvania, northern Pennsylvania, you know it gets bitter, and I'm surprised of how well he lived in a mailbox at the end of November, towards the end of November. But anyway, I brought him in because I felt bad for him, and I don't know, I didn't want him to die from cold. I don't know if he'd actually die or if he'd just somehow go into hibernation. But yeah, so Fred, he's been living in this jar for the last month or so. You can look on my Instagram and see pictures, closer up pictures of him. And of course he's being shy. But yeah, that's Fred. He just stays up here because it is perfect temperature, it's not too cold. And as well as the lamps give off heat I make sure he's not too close to him. He's been living up here for about 2 weeks now, maybe. And so yeah, I don't really mess with him just because he is a jumping spider, and he, you know, they're usually really fast. The only time I ever take him out is to change anything in his cage, or mason jar I should say. If, you know, something is dying, like I have real leaves in there, so when they die I change them out and everything, you know. So let's go ahead and do this guy here, Raptor, the Veiled Chameleon. We're going to change over his lights. I love these double dome lights. Fit 2 bulbs in them. These ones are by Zoomed. So I just have one there. I do have another one here that I was using for smoke a while back, but it just has a UV light in it. I do need to just swap out and get a single outlet lamp. But this is where his UV comes from. I usually just put it somewhere in the middle of his cage. And this just leaves on 24/7. It's just beneficial for the plants. And I did get some more plants in here. I'll have to show you a close-up. But I also got a golden pothos. And the pothos you've seen at the puffer tank is actually from this mother plant here. And then as well as I got a nice spider plant in there, and they're taking really well to the UV. So we're gonna go ahead and get his cricket cup or dish. Looks like there might be still just 1 or 2 left in here, but that's all right. He eats fairly good. So get some crickets here. I have been buying crickets from another place. It's actually more local. Is C&C Tropical Pet Shop. Is actually the pet shop I grew up going to, and I can get 100 large crickets for $6, which really is awesome. At Petco, even being a Pals member, I was paying about 14 cents a cricket, which is just too much. It was too expensive for me for buying, and they didn't last as long as well. And their large crickets weren't even much larger than a small, say, pinhead cricket, or a larger pinhead cricket. And when I buy the quantity I do, I buy anywhere from 100 to 200 crickets at a time. They were dying in half the time the crickets of the local pet shop were. So, and I was paying upwards of almost $20 for just 100 crickets, and half of them would die in a week. Where these ones last almost forever until I run out, which is really nice. And as well, I buy my rodents there now. I can buy like 10 rat pups for like $15, $16, which is amazing. As well as I can also get 100 superworms at a click for $6. Here's just where I have the superworms kept. I feed him these occasionally, not too often, because they can they can be fattening, is what I've heard anyway. So I can buy 100 of these for $6, which is an amazing deal. So I just give him 1 or 2 every now and then, just as a treat. Maybe once a week he gets them. He's actually getting 3 today, because he doesn't get them all that often. Like I said, they can be fattening. And here is what I have for a cricket container, or dish you can call it. I was using like cut off water bottles, but I found it, and a cricket just literally jumped onto the tripod. I found that they jumped out way too easy, and they actually do stand in here. Granted, one did just jump out, but they stay in here a lot better, and it's bigger. So let's go ahead and give that to him. Here you go, buddy. See if he will eat for us. I don't know how well you guys can pick that up. Come on, buddy. There you go. Oh, we got a cricket and a super worm. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put his dish here at the bottom. He has sticks and stuff he can use to climb down and eat them off the ground, because I don't feel like he takes forever to eat. So let me just go give you guys a close up. Just 1 second here, I'm gonna shorten the tripod. Then just give you a bit of a close up of the somewhat updated. This cage is eventually not going to be his cage anymore. I am going to work on building him a cage, a better cage, even a taller cage, because he's a Val chameleon. He is going to get larger in due time. But this is his cage. I guess I should just show you this way. This is the pothos, golden pothos, and then in the background over there in the back is a nice sized spider plant. So yeah, his cage is looking a lot better. Let me raise you guys up here. But like I said, his cage is looking a lot better. I am gonna probably get 1 or 2 more nice sized plants. Let's go ahead and water him. This is just a half-gallon pump spray bottle. I love this thing. I use it every day, and it just makes my job a whole lot easier when it comes to all the maintaining and all the water maintenance. So let's just go ahead and give him a quick mist. I do also, he is somewhat trained to drink from the water, like from the, as I'm spraying it in, from almost like the nozzle. I don't know if he'll do that. Let's see. Usually just put it right in front of his face and okay, he's not doing it for us guys, but trust me, he does it every day, so I'll probably even come back. I usually come in here maybe 2 or 3 times a day and give it a quick mist, and eventually I am gonna upgrade to a automatic water misting system. The last I checked, they're like $60, depends where you go. I'll try finding a better price for that, but so that's him. I haven't done an update for a while on him, but so I just thought this would be a nice time to do that. So let's go ahead and move on. That was him. He'll probably finish eating in a little bit. Sometimes he leaves some stuff in there, sometimes he don't. So let's go ahead and move on to last but not least, the ball python. So this one's actually pretty quick as far as maintenance and everything goes. This is Smoke's cage. I'll just go ahead and get him out just to show him off. Oh buddy, there he is. He's like, what's going on guys? But here he is. He did just shed. I just did an update video on him, and I'll probably release that today. And here he is. So I'm gonna hold on to him for a moment, and I am just gonna give his cage just a quick mist down. It's already good and humid in there, but I like to just give it a little mist just to be safe. So yeah, and he's probably gonna eat in just a few days. He's gonna eat, and I might do a video on that, possibly not. We'll see when time comes and what I'm doing at the time. So this is his favorite hide. This is also his hot side over here. Hold on. Over here is his hot side, and over here is his hot side. I'm gonna get him a different hide at some point, because the hide I am using is this big log, and it kind of overlaps the water dish a little bit, but that doesn't bother him. He gets in there just fine and soaks and whatever and drinks from it just fine. So this stick, he does not use it at all, but I put it in there just in case if he really wants to. So let's go ahead and put him in, and there he goes. So guys, I hope you liked this video. This is just my morning routine that I normally, do every morning for feeding and any of the care for the animals. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, drop a like and a comment. please like, comment, and subscribe. And like my new Facebook page. I'll post it in the description box below, and I'll also put a link in the video for my last upload for ball python shedding. So yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. Like my new Facebook page. I'll put it up in the corner. Talk to you later.